Envy did, in fact, tie it up there to go into that map 5 on Charlie. But coming up, guys, I want to talk a little bit, Ant, about 100 Thieves and Sween on Alpha. Kenny seemed fairly confident in that interview.
Yeah, he did seem confident. I'm looking for 100 Thieves to turn up here. They need to make a statement. After what happened to them last night, they need to bounce back here. I'm expecting them to have a really good series and dominate Team Sween. If they want to do anything in this tournament, they need to make a statement right now.
I don't disagree with that. They have to make that statement. But the way Sween played against United, in the hard points especially, they can hang, they can win,
yeah,
and they can give them really good games. So, you know, Kenny's right. The search is good. They think they're the best control team in the world. We'll see how that goes.
I don't know where he came up with that.
That was an aggressive statement.
He just kind of said it, so I guess.
I don't know if he's
Speaking into existence.
Has he been missing the Europeans on that? Seeing how good they are?
That's what I'm talking about. Seeing Heritage play control. Going on clinics. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting matchup for sure, but I'm backing Sween on this one.
Yeah. Well, we will have to see. Of course, it is now time.
That's bold.
Sween?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, I like this back and forth, but we do actually have to hand it over now to Clint and Joe on that Alpha, kicking off there with 100 Thieves and Sween.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think I actually mirror almost exactly what Nameless said. 100 Thieves got beat up last night. They did.
Whoa,
Like those hard points weren't close. It was looking more like 100-point club team name than 100 Thieves.
They almost had 100 points over 2 hard points.
Yeah, they were getting smoked. So they're going to try and rebound. I think they do need to make a statement, not to count out Sween in this whatsoever. But yeah, if I'm 100 Thieves, if I think I have a chance to win this tournament, I feel like I got to come out and smoke them. You got to.
Yeah, and it's obviously tough, right? Team Sween already had a couple of matches under their belt. We saw in that last match they had against United, they won that first map hardpoint. 100 Thieves, this is where they've struggled. I did see them scrimming against Luminosity, had some pretty close hardpoints, so maybe they fixed their mistakes.
Yeah, I think you nail it there. I mean, where they look vulnerable, absolutely the hard point. We know Sween just took it off the team that destroyed them in that mode. So if you're going to maybe give Sween a chance, maybe it starts right now on this game 1. They get the ball rolling on gridlock hard point, but like you said, I walked by, I saw, I think one game I checked out, Luminosity was actually up like 100 over them in one map. The next map I saw, I believe 100 Thieves up maybe 30, 40 points. It was kind of going back and forth a little bit from what I saw, but you got to think the practice against a powerhouse, well, a potential powerhouse team like LG, you got to think those scrims might help a little bit going here, at least to counteract, like you said, Sween having a couple matches under their belt.
Yeah, and you heard Kenny, you heard that interview with Jess. They feel confident against search and or in their search and destroy. It's hard to agree with Kenny saying they're the best control team in the world because we're not exactly sure yet, but that is definitely their best game mode right now.
They feel good and they look solid in it. So yeah, I mean, I like the confidence. I really, really like the confidence. But yeah, no, I would not be able to make that call whatsoever just from our side. Who knows? We just saw, you heard them talk a little bit about Heretic, some of the split pushes they were doing. They look pretty nasty in that. But I think it's going to be probably a couple months from now when we really start to figure out who's dominant in that particular mode. But so far, 100 Thieves looking solid. Can they keep it rolling? Now, we saw the struggles last night in Hardpoint. Anything 100 Thieves you think needs to fix or change up in that particular mode going forward here in the
there's
series?
2 things that I noticed overnight. I mean, first things first is rotations, right? I mean, they just have to fix their rotations. They need spawns in their favor. You're just making the game a lot harder on you. And we saw with the United, as soon as they got what they wanted, they got in their setups, it was easy peasy for them. Number 2, I'm putting a lot of pressure on Enable right now. I believe right now he's around bottom 5 of respawn KDs. That cannot happen as one of your main
I think
he has like a
he was
0.75. Can't happen.
Yeah, there were a couple people that like stood out that surprised me. I was actually looking at the overall respawn KD, and there were some people down there that you'll see sometimes that, you know, bring a lot to their team but don't always have the best stats. When you talk about, I think I saw like Buzzo and guy like maybe like Joe or something down there, but then you had someone like Zuma, Enable, guys that are usually, okay, maybe not, well, I would say Enable is one of the more consistent respawn KD type players typically. I know Zuma can be all over the place at times, but still, he's a superstar and just absolutely struggling. So you expect, though, I guess those guys to start to rebound, and we'll see if they can get it done here.
Yeah, it starts here. I mean, this is a match at times some pro teams overlook. Again, the open bracket team comes in. They played this morning. They're on their 3rd match. This is their first official game of the day. You just want to get through this one, get yourself to that winner's bracket.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to handle business because obviously, yeah, you're in trouble. You lose this, and who knows? Things could get interesting. You never know how it might play out with regards to what could go down. But you think 100 Thieves should be able to handle business, make sure they get that number 2 spot in. Obviously, no shot of taking number 1 as United has steamrolled through their pool, sitting at 4-0. But again, just to mirror what Nameless said, you think this is kind of one of those statement matches where 100 Thieves, with all the talent on their roster, Pharaoh, breakout year last year. Kenny, you could say the exact same thing, has just been absolutely sensational. Enable, that guy's been competing basically since he was in diapers, and then Slasher and Octane, two of the staple ARs in the CWL. Well, what was it? Was that 0-3 in Search?
0-3 in Search.
Well, didn't Kenny say that they're feeling good in Search? Oh, well, he said that they feel good, but they declared some mistakes, I think is what he said, right?
Yeah, 0-3 is not good.
No, it's not. It could be better. Could be better.
Yeah. I mean, obviously in the other matches besides the game against United, they won all of the respawns, probably 3-1, but yeah, that's...
Are you surprised to see that? I mean, I know you have, a guy like Enable maybe has been a liability in Search at times.
Yes, I'm very surprised.
But when you have a player like Slasher or Pharaoh, like you think they'd be able to produce.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the last year, you saw Enable sort of fix his Search and Destroy. It came down to him just
get a little more
around.
aggressive.
Got a little bit more aggressive with that saw. He has Kenny next to him as well.
Well, let's get right into it, Joe. Sween, 100 Thieves. We'll see if Sween can pull off an upset in game one like they were able to do over E United just, within the past hour or so. On board with Kenny before he drops. We'll switch right over to the ICR of Slasher as the push for top mid goes down.
Yeah, Slasher in a great position right now. Going to hold this side of the map. As that second hill will be towards this side. But there we go. Team Sween able to get in. Just a lot of pressure back and forth. This is another hill where typically we have a lot of, throughout the game, there's a lot of maps where it's tough to get hill time just due to the constant flooding. But a lot of the maps in Black Ops 4, we've seen teams thinking about frequency, gridlock. You can get a lot.
You talking specifically about like that first hard point?
Yeah, Arsenal's another one where we've seen 30 to 40 points right off the break.
Well, some fights going down now out towards Semi, and the next hard point, which will be popping here momentarily. It's going to be Enable inside. He finds a kill as Pharaoh is able to pick up 2 over the top with the Maddox. So now 100 Thieves, despite the fact they didn't pick up any time really in that original hard point. We'll see what damage they can do here. Octane still trying to get a read through mid-map to keep that flank. And as soon as he dropped those, it's going to be Slasher that has to pick it up, and he does spawn out like you mentioned. So a good flood opportunity right now for Team Sween to break on in.
You can see a couple of those players hitting towards the back quicker, able to find a kill, and they've broke on through. And once again, another mistake, I think, from 100 Thieves. You have to be able to hold this setup. You should be able to punish Team Sween. Instead of, it was a bit of a split push as well. There was 3 towards the front, 2 towards the back.
Where does it fall apart? Where's it fall apart?
Just take care of business. Obviously, Octane getting taken down in the middle of the map, and he spawns out.
Opens up that flank, and then suddenly you're at a disadvantage with that player count. It's going to be Brain in the hard point, picking up the final seconds at Semi. We'll look at the rotation now. Over into Dojo, and you have Nolson here trying to pick up the back. I think it's Pharaoh he has really right on the other side of this wall. Tries to take the challenge, able to take that gunfight. Now, are they going to be able to break in right away again? They have this player advantage. Look at that, all the way out Pharaoh. You see the top left of the minimap, and now you have advantage once again early in these hard points. Everybody gets smoked, and that's an immediate break once again for Sween. They're making that look way too easy, Joe.
Way too easy. The great thing for 100 Thieves, you fix your mistake. The first couple of hills, you rotate early, you get the setup you want, but you're not winning the gunfights. Those first bloods, even on these team pushes, are so important.
Is it as simple as that right now? I mean, if you're getting the early rotation, is that all it is, just winning gunfights, or is it a positioning thing?
Obviously, if you're rotating, you should have setups that you want.
You would think, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, even that first gunfight you saw against Pharaoh, he takes that one-on-one. Who knows how things go, but that's really 2 one-on-one fights you've seen kind of lost for 100 Thieves right off the break of the opening of that hard point, and they'll lose it. So again, Sween slowly building this lead, going to be just over a 40-point advantage as we start to get into our next rotation towards back broken. You've got multiple players set up in the back, so you have spawns once again for 100 Thieves. Okay, so you have spawns in at least the first gunfight. First 2 gunfights go the way of Pharaoh. That maybe gives you a little breathing room. Look how far out you see Quicker and Olsen spawning on the map. This at least gives you a little breathing room, at least on the opening rotation.
Yeah, but Weeman able to hit the front, finds that first gunfight, but Pharaoh, once again, he's really starting to pick it up. He's at 10 and 10, but we saw in that rotation, he picked up 2 to 3 kills. Now Kenny at the front of the hill with the SOG has Enable. Inside, now 100 Thieves. They get the setup they want. They find those initial kills, and well, guess what? They get to 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I think you got to see how big those opening kills are. Just those opening couple of gunfights. I know it's been a little bit fast and frantic, but still you saw how much more manageable this seemed from the 100 Thieves side as they're looking to take the lead here and be right back in control of this game, despite, you could say, maybe a little bit of sloppy plays in the first couple of hard points.
Now we're going to head back towards that bridge hill. You see Team Sween starting to get set up, but 100 Thieves have the lead once again. It's about 5 points. Just taking a look at the scoreboard. Slasher obviously having a much better hard point than the ones we saw last night. Kenny at 11 and 8. no one really standing out on either side, but it's just come down to those rotation gunfights.
Yeah. I mean, Weeman kind of leading the way with 14 kills right now, leading all players, but like he said, no one going off right now. No major streaks have been earned. Everybody kind of working towards specialists at a relatively similar pace. We'll see who's going to start picking stuff up first. Looks like Weeman's going to be having that Tempest. You already saw he'll have that up. I believe on the other end, Octane will have that as well. You've really got, what, 2 to 3 specialists out really from either side. Now it's just going to be about who uses it more efficiently. When you talk about the first couple of hard points before the specialists come in, it is just those opening gunfights. Like those opening one-on fights, how crucial they are. But once the specialists come into play, it gets a little bit more complicated than that.
And what a hold this was on top of this first hill for Team Sween. I mean, they have a 40-point lead. They're winning rotation right now. Now you have a lightning strike. Dylan probably going to capture this hill and get full streaks.
And they probably outscored them, what, like 70-5 on that first hard point there at Truck. So really good stuff. We'll see if he can get the final streak to work with it. He does get it. So Dylan streaked out. He's a guy that we got excited for. What was it, back at the LCQ when we were talking about his play last year?
Yeah, back at the LCQ. Now Brain's starting to earn some streaks as well. This is getting scary for 100 Thieves. And you see the pressure that they have on both sides of the map is Team Sween. You have Brain back here. You have one player towards that broken side, and they're forcing 100 Thieves to spawn all the way out towards that dojo. There's a Tempest pop by Weeman trying to lock it down, and that chain does come in on Kenny and Slasher.
You can see Pharaoh just having to kind of hide in the back right now as you don't want to mess with the Tempest. But they've got to try and make a play, and what's unfortunate about it is like just so many streaks now available on the side of Team Sween and the advantage. Dylan's still holding on to that drone squad, but you likely see it injected into this game sooner than later.
Yeah, I guess the one positive thing for 100 Thieves is this isn't the best streak map, right? It's not very open. That bridge is sort of overlooking it all. Yes, you can call it in on the tree, but really the best one is the first hill.
I think I was watching, it was like Scump's stream. They were going through stuff, and he missed a couple of things with the Hellstorm or Lightning and started, he's like, dude, it's hard to hit streaks on this map. Like, there's so many places you can get indoors and not have to deal with them. But over the course of that, you do see the grab slam come in, connect on a couple of kills for Team Sween. Now they're going to bring out also the War Machine. He finds a pair of the kill feed entirely gray as they're lining up everybody on 100 Thieves, looking to potentially crack the 200-point mark on this hard point.
Yeah, I think the big thing with that grab spike out of Quicker is Kenny was actually going for his, and because Kenny initiated it, he's all the way back towards that half point of his specialist earning. So Kenny, bit of a waste there. A bit unlucky because he had the same idea.
It's a waste, sure, but yeah, it's just tough. That's just one of those positions where you get a little unlucky. I think you nailed it there. But you still have, I think that one of the big game changers is going to be that drone squad still available. On Dylan, this is going to be a Hellstorm coming in. And that's a perfect view of how difficult those aerial streaks are to use on this map. That's it to a T.
And I don't like that call at all. I think you just call in the drone squad, maybe that TAC 5 boost as well. You keep the Hellstorms and the Lightning Strikes for that top middle hill. You're going to go back to it, and that's where Team Sween is dominated. You can fight for scrap time here, and there we go. Dylan with that drone squad able to find a couple. Nolson as well. The last one is Pharaoh, and there's some more streaks for Dylan.
Okay, Dylan having a master class of a game. 8 kills in a row for him, 21 and 11. He's been fully streaked out twice, and he is looking to bury the North American roster on 100 Thieves. They are just 30 points away from getting it done here, as 100 Thieves cannot find an opening anywhere on the hard point. This will be the final one of our second rotation, and this has just been all Team Sween. They can't quite win it here, but it looks like the dagger has been firmly planted into the chest of 100 Thieves.
And there we go, Dylan calls in his Hellstorm. Nolson once again follows it up. They have top middle control. This is where they've dominated the entire game. Lightning Strike now called in. How does 100 Thieves get in this? Guess what? You can't, because there's another Lightning Strike and a Hellstorm. And this is just what we saw last night, where E United got all their specialists. Woo! They got the strikes. The streaks in Team Sween able to take map number 1.
They come out hot, and so far, I mean, you still see the struggles for 100 Thieves in Hardpoint. Another prime example of it there. What a master. Well, what an incredible game there from Dylan. He had, I mean, you got to think about that drone squad. He had a drone squad out for 60 to 90 seconds, it felt like, because he was able to call in 2 back-to-back, just finding kills everywhere, whether it was entries into the hard point, whether it was finding kills kind of on the defensive side of those objectives as well. Just a phenomenal game, but it was a combination of things for 100 Thieves. Yeah. Yes, I mean, maybe sloppy or just not able to take those gunfights early in our point, but once it was the streaks and the specialists came into play, that advantage also ticked the way of Team Sween, so yikes, man.
Yeah, it's a tough game, 1 for 100 Thieves, but the same thing happened for Team Sween where they went up 1-0 against United just a match ago.
That's true, familiar territory for both, absolutely, but that'll do it for map 1 between Team Sween and 100 Thieves. We'll kick it right back over to the desk.
Thank you very much, guys. Of course, we did, as they just said, see Sween 1-0, 100 Thieves, but over on Bravo, we have Optic Gaming and Accelerate in their very first match. Optic about to tick up to about 126.
Dashy, oh, Dashy, 16 and 10.
Yep, Dashy season.
I like that jingle. We can make like a little holiday.
I was
jingle
gonna
for
continue.
Dashy.
I was gonna continue, but
I think you should.
you're gonna have to pay for that.
I have.
Dashy
I was
into
gonna
the
come
snow? We've got options.
I'll chip in. I'll set up a GoFundMe if you're gonna sing on stream.
If Optic win the event, I'll give you guys a Dashy jingle bell.
I'll take those.
That's
I'll take
great.
those. That's a very favorable bet right now with the way he's been playing. What is he, 16-11 now? Yeah. I mean, every time you watch him play.
Wait,
that's
Damon's
teammate.
4 and 13.
That's team.
Oh.
Don't get in his way.
He's big chilling.
Yeah, that's one of those big chilling games. That's one of those big chilling days for Colin.
We were
What
talking
is it?
about that earlier.
Just get him in a championship Sunday, right? That's
3 rings.
That's what you gotta do.
It's like taking Jordan to the finals. Jordan never lost.
Yeah, Dashy's looking really good on this map right now. So is Krim as well. Got to show him some love. Scump too. All 3 of them going off.
144.97. That's up to gaming. Maybe try and make a play, but yeah, to your point, Profizi, he has himself a lightning strike and potentially more. But one thing I do want to bring up real quick, just because we watched what I consider a pretty big upset. What is going on with 100 Thieves hardpoint?
They're not rotating correctly.
And they're getting broken.
Not at all.
They're not rotating correctly. Yeah, they're getting broken.
But that's unacceptable with those 5 players.
Their setups when they're rotating is getting broken immediately, and they're spawning out immediately. Like they're losing all their gunfights on rotations.
Then they're being forced to smash the front of the hill. They're feeding streaks to players. Dylan just had 2 full sets of streaks.
2 drone shots.
Unbelievable.
They gotta fix that.
I don't know if they heard me yesterday. They just got to grab it all.
Dude, I was so caught off guard by that. Like, I know Sween has talented players, but looking at 100 Thieves, I expected them to be like contending for a title here in Vegas, and I don't know. Like, I don't see it. Wow.
Here we go.
Can we just rename
Tempest
the
Dashy?
Tempest specialist to Dashy?
But I mean, on the side here of Accelerate, Profizi is doing.
Yeah, he was going off
pretty well.
earlier
Doing his
too.
best to keep his team in the game.
Who were we watching where he was going off against? He was like 27 to 40. Was this Splice? I think it was
Splice, it was Splice, yeah.
He was frying Splice.
I mean, he's been frying everybody. That's been a common theme throughout Vegas and up to gaming. Looked good to potentially take number 1. The streaks were used to accelerate. Double from Common, who started the game.
Yes, Damon.
I think he heard us.
He was sick and tired of big chilling.
Oh my, that would have been
The
so
score started
nasty.
getting a little closer. Damon said, all right.
Only Damon would attempt what he just did. He knew the guy was in the top window, so he grappled to the truck and tried to like just 180 him, put him on the ground.
Karma's always been like one of the weirdest pros. Like even back in the day when he'd snipe, he like sniped in the weirdest angles. He shoot people through cracks.
Always off
I didn't know
angles.
he could do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Damon's the guy that's like always shooting me underneath cars and stuff. I was like, dude, what? You
Wow,
just
this
challenged
guy's
me.
No,
really
you
next
know,
level.
because Damon reminds you of that guy that when the game first comes out, runs around the map for like 4 days straight and finds every nerd angle, every
And
nerd.
he watches a lot of streams too. That's
watches
one
a
thing
lot.
people don't know. Like a lot of pros, you know, some of them will say they watch a lot of streams, but I know for a fact Damon is always watching other teams, doing his research, figuring stuff out. And you know, there's a reason he has 3 rings.
Damon and Krim are like famous for that.
Yeah, they are.
You stream, you'll come back the next day and you'll hear Optic call outs. They'll call out slacked. Like they did this. I saw what you did. You stole it. We're gonna make it better. We're gonna make it our own.
Yeah. That's why they've been
They're always paying
so
attention.
successful through their whole careers. I mean, you talk about dynasties. 2 players that have been dynasty-esque players for sure. Optic is still with a lead, but
I don't know. Crim's
to Accelerate's credit, they're keeping this closer than maybe a lot of people would have expected.
You know, one thing we have not talked about this Optic roster, I feel like nobody's touching on, is that Krim as a main AR is so good. In the beginning of World War II, when he was running an AR, he was like top 3 AR, just dominating, and he had to switch in the middle of the game. But Krim is an amazing main AR, and having the roster he has with him right now, he can confidently run it, And I don't think he'll switch or be tempted to switch with these players on his team.
That's why I think that pickup of TJ was so important for this team, right? Because that added that aggressive player that could go in front of Scump, who could go in front of Dashy. Now they don't have to worry about any of the roles. Now they have to figure out how to play the game correctly.
All right, we are going to swing over to Charlie because we have an amazing Game 5 S&D.
They gotta clutch.
Oh my God.
This
We're
is
going.
lit.
This is unacceptable.
This is
What
lit.
I called it 6-4 Envy. They just got to win 2 straight, dude. Oh my God. They're actually
Yes, don't
4-4?
lose. Yeah.
I mean, what more could you ask for? You got your world champs going up against Mazer Gaming.
I mean, when you say it like that.
we gotta see if they have any
Going up
specialists.
against Mazer Gaming in a Game 5.
Teddy
All right,
Rex,
who's getting
Teddy
fried?
Rex is what? Tempest, Super with Crash. Assault with Tempest.
He has Tempest as well. App relatively close to
Luke's
his.
Grab spikes.
Pull the Tempest out.
Grab
This is
spikes
swing
are gonna
Pull the
be
Tempest out, please. Thank you.
I was losing pull.
Oh no! Double chain.
Oh,
Double chain.
Why aren't they?
everyone's
Double
on the
chain.
ground.
That's 2 double chains back to back, but nope.
Oh, they're so
kill.
scared. They're
Everyone's
also
afraid to push.
scared.
I don't understand.
Wait,
Oh, Envy should be able to win this round, actually.
chains on chains on chains.
Everyone's afraid to push because
They
of the,
popped-
because
they
of the other
popped
side's
Crash.
Tempest.
Yeah, they pop Crash.
keep
Mazer
lines
pop
up.
Crash.
Oh,
This is
that's
power
out.
play. They used everything this round.
That was a mistake that was a huge mistake right there by Mazer, because if you're gonna crash and pull out your Tempest, and once you have that double chain, go.
You gotta
push.
push.
You have 200 HP
Yeah.
at the yellow bar. Go.
You got to be aggressive.
That was just a waste of
Yeah.
the specialist for sure.
This should surely be an MB round.
That was a well-executed round by Envy, to be honest. They're both down and still won the round. Oh, he's a war machine. Save that for the next round. That could be huge.
You should just use it right now and try to 1v5.
Yeah. I was gonna say he just pulls it out. He's like, nah, watch me
I
clutch.
mean, if they get
Unless
2
you know
kills,
he
pull
just
it out.
chose it.
No, it's 20 seconds.
Nah,
Hey, imagine they just got a 2-piece, pulled it out. I'd support it.
everyone's like sliding.
If he actually had a war machine out there and fired it, look at those play. He would have killed 3 of them.
No,
that would have been a
trophy system
1v1.
right there. There's a trophy
Oh, was there a
behind
trophy?
the pillar.
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
right.
All right, yeah.
He pulls it out.
God, you're such a vibe kill.
And it's just like, oh.
I think Silly has about 12 kills right now.
If I watch my teammate pull out a war machine in a 2v5, I'm not that.
I'm looking at my teammate
It's on
like,
site.
wait, I don't really know who you think you are. But a war machine 2v5, dude.
Yeah, Silly's going
kidding me?
11-5 right now.
See, this is where the experience is kicking in. This round is about to be big.
All right, so they're definitely going to use their war machine this round. Crash comes
Crash
in
early.
for Envy. Stick together with Crash. That's
Both
so
of them
much
have
health.
war machine. They have a war machine on their side as well.
Yep.
In Apox.
And we completely give up the B side though.
Yeah.
Right?
Silly has his team's trophy, and he's
And
behind,
you give up the A
he's
side.
behind the play.
They're going to get it down.
That's actually really important.
Yeah.
Karma connected.
Yep.
Thanks, Dave.
Always always spectate.
Damon is
Oh yeah, always
Always
spectate, bro.
They're
always
always
watching.
trying to watch.
Always trying to watch, man. Middle of a series, you know.
That's an interesting setup. I don't even. Super's
Wait, how does that happen?
What?
What did Pat
Oh,
do?
wait, this could be huge. The war machine rattling away.
Wait, how did he not kill one right there?
Oh, kills
They
you.
still have
Are you
the
really
punch.
taking your fist to a
They
gunfight?
still had their health from Crash.
3v1, this is
Guys,
all amazing.
All right, round 11.
Unbelievable.
There we go. On to that round.
All right, hold on. Who
where's
you
the
got?
master?
Who you
Yeah,
got?
Envy.
Envy.
Envy
for the bread.
Katie, who you got?
Mazer.
For the bread.
I want Mazer.
Oh,
Yep.
there we go.
Wait, who you
I
got?
got Mazer.
Yeah, 3-2 on the desk.
That's fine. That's okay.
Dude, Mazer.
But how did Ace just go?
First of all, can we talk about how MV is even in this situation? Why are you going to a
we-
game 5 with Mazer? Like,
You can't do that.
this is your
They're
world.
driving
You gotta
the
win
struggle
this.
bus right
They
now.
have to win.
You
If you
have
win,
to win.
They are driving a
If you
struggle
win, we'll
bus.
talk about it.
They're
But
on
it'll be forgotten.
offense, too. It's gonna be
True.
tough.
That's how round 11s are, right? Round
Yeah.
11s change everything about turn.
I think they blind.
Like, what are
I think
they
they
doing?
blind counted them perfectly. Mazer committed 4 to A. It's a 1v5 at B, number 9.
All he has to
Guys
do
just
if he
playing
spots,
scout.
yeah, he
Yep,
spots.
that's it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
get out,
He
play your
spots.
life.
Teddy Rex
That's
got to go big. Oh, he backed up. That was smart.
Is this a clean round? Is this a clean round? No specialists?
Did he seem cross
Yeah,
my corner?
Rambi's the closest, and Rambi's going to need probably 2 kills. Yeah, I would say. Well, I mean, we'll see. Still waiting for the
If
first
Envy
blood.
acted a little bit faster, they could have made
They
a
could
play
have
there.
had the bomb down.
Yeah, they could have had bomb down. Oh, tagging him.
Getting away with 33 health there in round 11.
Got a heal.
Imagine if Envy just pushed up right away.
Oh, they got first
blood on
blood.
There we go.
Nice
Great
Super
Like, Super's
two-piece.
going big.
4-3 in
They don't even
favor
need to
of
challenge.
Mazer.
They don't even need to challenge
Who
back alley.
can apathy are down? That's your 2 big guns.
Yeah, Egg Silly and Assault left to try and clutch this up.
no one can win a fight against Super in this
30
deck
seconds.
without
If you're
another
Envy, you
ICR.
got to do something.
No,
You got to push.
They should have pushed in the beginning of the round when they first got control of the bombs, or they should have planted it. Hesitation will get you killed. You can't do that.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Let's go, Katie.
Hesitation.
We were right.
Unbelievable.
And we were right.
Unbelievable, man.
Called it.
Congratulations there to Mazer, but we got to get back to Alpha now with
Mind
Clint
blown.
and Joe.
Mind blown.
Well, yikes, we just saw Envy drop as they continue to disappoint here in Las Vegas. And speaking of another team on the verge of letting down their fans, it's 100 Thieves. They're 0-3 in Search and Destroy throughout this tournament. They're down 0-3 in this particular map. They're down 0-1 in the series. And if they lose this, that puts Sween to 2-1. So there's a very good chance 100 Thieves might not even be seeing winner's bracket if they drop this.
Yeah, just looking at the stats right now, Dylan's at 6-1, having a great game. Weeman as well at 6-2, and just looking at the stars once again on 100 Thieves. Slasher 1-4, Kenny 0-4, Octane 0-3.
Oh, hey, listen,
It is just backwards.
I've heard that Weeman is the slasher of Europe. No one's told me that.
I know.
Yeah.
Just making stuff up.
Yes, I do that frequently, Joe.
I know.
But this, man, they got to get something going. I mean, if they get 3-0, they're starting in losers bracket. Like, think about we have FaZe that's looking like they're not going to get there. Envy not going to get there. Maybe 100 Thieves not going to get there. I mean, I guess we knew there were question marks maybe around Envy and FaZe, but 100 Thieves I don't think there was a lot. Like, at least they got to the final of the most recent Pro Down. Like we thought they were we thought they were locked to at least get into the winners bracket. Now who the hell knows? Down 4-0. They got to get something going. Snipe out for Pharaoh. You can see everybody kind of converging on this A side. It's a mid-push now for control for Team Sween. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on the flank soon. The one watching it looks to be Octane.
And remember, who was the one guy that we saw yesterday sniping for 100 Thieves? It was Octane. So maybe they decided overnight, hey, Pharaoh, you're going to be our sniper once again. We saw he had a Mozu with a scope on it as well. So in case they do have to push on up, he can use that Mozu. But there's another first blood for Team Sween.
6-2 for Weeman. Finds that first kill. What else can they find behind it? Pharaoh still looking for an opening, and there it is. Able to trade the kill back, even for just a moment, but Slasher tacks another on with a 4v3 advantage.
Double push out of vent.
Here comes the flank. It's never mind for Quicker as he picks up 2 before he drops. Inside the window, though, is Octane, who's up to the task of that one-on-one fight. And now it's all going to fall to Octane in a one.
It's actually all going to fall to Nolson.
All going to fall to Nolson here in a 1v2. He's got snipe in hand, not much he can do. The corner gets pushed from Octane, and Octane goes big there. I mean, the gunfight he won in the window, he's tagged up, he's able to take it, and clutches the final moments of that round. They had to get something on the board, and finally they're able to do so. Just took them 5 rounds.
Yeah, that got a little scary as well. Weeman actually backed on up due to that cluster grenade. That's when we saw Pharaoh, hit that snipe towards that back staircase. But then Team Sween go for a double flank through the vent, and that did catch 100 Thieves off guard. But as you said, Octane wins a big 1v1 in the window, and it gets them on the board. But still, a lot of work for them to do, and we know the momentum that you can carry with those specialists. As you can see, Quicker, he's starting to get close. Weeman as well.
You've got 3 players on defense set up towards this B site. Heavy offensive presence here from the side of Team Sween. Nolson just trying to get an angle with the sniper towards their back ramp. Not able to spot anything else, or yet. He has a cluster to work with. Unable to avoid the bomb side one-on-one fight. That's going to be bombed down, gets to the corner. Help comes in from Kenny and 100 Thieves. A stronghold thus far, Joe.
Yeah, great job by Unable to just stay alive on the bomb. Just jiggle back and forth, use that cover. He had his teammates watching over him, but it started with that first gunfight. Now Dylan and Nolson, well, they're going to try and push through lobby, but yeah, there's going to be a stun waiting for you, Pharaoh. He saw the tac mask pop up, so he's just going to take this very slow. Trades back and forth, but Octane, he has a stun. Can he find the second kill? Maybe, but the trade should be here. But they got a little scary.
A second, it might have got crazy, but they had 3 players there. I think they were going to be able to finish it. So now, back-to-back rounds for 100 Thieves. As they're right back into the swing of things. I know we joined, obviously, a little bit late to this. We were kind of watching the conclusion of that Envy match, but what has stood out for you that's worked for 100 Thieves, at least these couple of rounds we've seen?
I think First Blood's been so important for 100 Thieves and being able to bring it back, right? We saw in that offensive round, they were down a man, but they used their equipment with that cluster nade. They were able to tie it on up, and just the teamwork from 100 Thieves, being able to stay alive, just baiting and switching You could see as soon as we came back to this game, Pharaoh was pretty stressed out. You know, they were pretty disappointed. Again, it's always tough coming into this situation where this is your first match of the day, but it has to be a must-win.
And when you look at it, you know, maybe on the schedule, you think, all right, 100 Thieves heavily favored, no pressure there, but there is, just due to the loss they had to E United, the chance to maybe not get a winner's bracket, there's a ton of pressure here. And you've got some guys that have got some big upsets to their names on the side of Team Sween. Can they tack on another one to the list? Wee Man towards this A site finds another first blood on the defensive end of things. Last time we saw 100 Thieves were quickly able to find 2 to kind of turn the tides in their favor. That's not going to be what happens here. You do see Profit now coming out from Wee Man. He's pushing behind it, trying to make a play with it. Oh, nice shot as he peels the enable off the back box. He'll be the last down. They can push it out. He's running into Vince for now, but he is not in a great spot to make a play.
Yeah, the Vince is always okay. Well, he finds one. Can he find another? No. That Tempest is still there from Wee Man.
Yeah, he made it fun for a moment.
And again, that's what we're talking about. When you have that early lead, you're gonna load up those specialists just a little bit quicker. Wee Man able to hit some very nice shots with that Tempest.
Well, you got to think with them having that 5th round on the board, they might invest what they have left to try and close this out here. Maybe they hold on to it for a later round, but I kind of want to see if they go for the dagger, try to bury him in this 8th round.
Let's see. They have Grab Slam, Octane. He has that Tempest available, and you imagine you have to invest it.
You have to. You have to. You have some choices to make maybe if you're Team Sween. You don't really have the option.
You see TAC 5 as well already popped for 100 Thieves.
I mean, if you can get the win with just that, great. If you hold on to the Tempest, that would be massive for them. But you need to find a first blood, first and foremost. Last time they pushed in, it was Enable. Enable got a first blood yet again, doesn't get it through. It's Pharaoh, it's able to pick up the kill. He finds a second behind that, and one by one, Team Sween gets cut down. They're still able to hold on to the Tempest to see another round, and that's a big one. And that's Enable making plays around that site. We saw him do it previously on defense, right? He's jiggle peeking, finds that first kill. Him and Pharaoh have been a deadly duo from the A side.
And I mean, quicker, there we go.
God,
he was so close.
How scary does that look from his POV?
There was the 2 players on the bomb. There was the player in the back as well. I feel like Ruin players from time to time, they get a little bit too jumpy with it. There's 3 players shooting at you right now. Like, that's the one thing that can sort of cut you down.
Pharaoh, good job just not panicking there and hitting the shot. So now you think it's going to be Octane and that Tempest that more than likely come into play unless you can find an early first blood and play behind it. POV at Dylan right now as he's going to get into Vince. Look at the aggression out of 100 Thieves up mid-map right now. They have got everybody basically inside of the lobby for Team Sween. Weeman trying to watch the cross. You've got 2 players that need to rotate from this B site.
It's almost like the map is flipped now.
Yeah, 100%.
100 Thieves, all 4 players push through that lobby. Nolson trying to find a pick with this sniper rifle, but the good thing for Team Sween is they've stayed alive, right? It's still a 4 versus 4, 45 seconds left. Can Nolson find a snipe? 100 Thieves just shouldering back and forth. Cluster nade out, and that's a good cluster. That's gonna back him down, but he is able to get away.
He still has his own cluster though, and when this push comes into the site, that cluster could be massive. He's gonna toss it preemptively, so that's gonna go off, not gonna connect with anything. Now I believe they're gonna push right behind that. He gets stunned, tries to connect with the snipe, but he's gonna get dropped. The tandem of Enable and Slasher able to push through. Only 2 players now remaining. 2 players remaining. Suddenly it's all gonna fall to Enable, and he's gonna get pushed down. Weeman goes massive as Team Sween now up 2-0. What's going on, Joe? What did Weeman just even get done here at the end?
What, there was a 4v2 that had bomb control?
1.
Instead of just planning.
2. Oh, they just kind of line up for him here, and he finds the 3rd in the corner. What a play from Weeman, and he got it done all game long. He went up when we joined. What was he, 6-2, 5-2, something in that ballpark. But if that's 100 Thieves, that can't happen.
Why don't you just plant the bomb? You have site control. Just look over it.
And I don't think they ever used Octane's Tempest.
No, they didn't. They were waiting for the next round.
They were trying to hold on to it, and it ends up biting them.
Plant the bomb!
Team Sween, stunning 100 Thieves currently in this best of 5. Can they keep it going? Send them to the losers bracket. We'll find out after this quick break.
The Call of Duty World League is presented by PlayStation 4, the official platform of the CWL. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official beverage of the CWL. Level up the game. And Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amps of the CWL.
Welcome back. We saw Envy get stunned on, I don't know what it was, Bravo, Charlie, another station, and now on Alpha, we see 100 Thieves at risk of having a similar demise at the hands of what many would consider an amateur team. Going to come in here, maybe absolutely shock them. They've struggled in hardpoint. We saw it against the United. They're now 0-4 in Search and Destroy. The only thing that's looked good for them is control. You heard Kenny say in the interview, we're the best control team in the game. We'll see.
Well, and we're seeing right here some great
use of the spray can.
I honestly thought they were going to restart the game, but they're just going for a delayed hit.
I like that. I like that. I'll be honest, I was a bit confused at first as well, Joe, but it's just a bit of a delay. Trying to get the rotation out of the side of 100 Thieves. Unfortunately for them, at least on the one side, doesn't end up working, but where they do the delay push, they've gotten, what, 1.5 ticks in now. Trying to completely surprise them. Nolson with the grenade in through mid-view, able to find 3 kills. Dylan connects for the 4th, and I'll tell you what, the A point is gone.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they lose 3 lives right off the start, does Team Sween, but it was all a distraction. They sent 3, but the 2 that hit towards the site, they get the kills. Nolson finds a cluster, and now they're on the B side as well. 100 Thieves. They have to try to contest. They are on it, but here comes the trades back and forth.
Still pretty close in lives, but just so much damage has been done on the objective.
And they push on up. Dylan's in a really good position. Now they're just going to stack this. This could be a very fast round.
Look how quick it's going. Look how
Already
quick this
2
objective
ticks.
is building. They're going to come in. This is the final push from the side of 100 Thieves. This is all you got. You got to go. You have a drone squad to work with.
Oh,
See you
boy.
later. This is going to be one of the faster rounds we've seen in Control. It's done. It is done.
Hey, 100 Thieves, you there?
Well, they're not going to be on the main stage much longer.
Holy moly, what a round from Team Sween. Again, it just starts with that opener.
I like it. They need a nade shot pep talk or something. Maybe Mud Dog come in and give them a little chat. Are you guys here? Your team's not. Woo! I'm gonna pay for that. He's gonna hit me later. Both of them probably, it's all right. But seriously, wow. This is supposed to be remote, but like I do like, that's another example. We've seen a couple other teams do that kind of a staggered push, delayed push, but that is what is gonna be so fun to watch Control evolve over the course of the game. But now, did you do enough damage early in the round when you pick up these streaks that you could just bury them early?
Yeah, we talked about Dylan.
Uh-oh.
Well, he's already got those streaks. He's gonna call in the Hellstorm, but he was in it, but the trades are there. Kenny does find a couple of kills. Nolson as well. So now just one player left. That's Octane capturing this A site.
100 Thieves on the brink of a date with the losers bracket. They've got to dive deep here. They have to find something to get it going in this series. Let's hop to an Astro Gaming listen-in with 100 Thieves.
I don't see anything.
I'll try to get a point with you guys for the points.
If they come their side, I don't need it.
He's their top blue window, guys. He's their top blue window.
Probably giving this up. Probably giving this up. They're going big.
Yo, we might want to push this. There's a guy top window.
I'm sorry.
Two.
Dude, there, three.
Nice. I'm coming.
No, he's one shot around.
I'm dead. All right, enter. Bring one in. There's two right here, guys. I need help.
Looking left.
There's two our side.
Left,
Their side. Nice. Our side.
Our side. Two.
No, their side. They're in. We're by two. We're by two.
Oh, man. Two
All right, we're by two. Yo, wait.
Bottom cages.
We're good.
Jumped up our side cages. Our top. There's three there. Three our side.
Play around.
One's our top mid. Three guys are our cages.
Oh, yeah. Close in. He stunned me, guys. He stunned me. We're down by one.
You.
Yo, wait, guys. Wait.
Are we flooding mid or?
Yo, we're going one by one.
We can split. Nice.
There's gonna be more. Enter still.
Holding it.
Need it.
I'm looking at her.
Watch right, hold right.
I'm sliding.
Trying to stay calm. Do what they can. You hear Enable saying, don't go one by one. Let's work together here. If anyone has experience in just about any competitive situation across multiple FPSs, it's probably Enable.
Oh, well, Dylan just gets all 5 kills with a lightning strike. So,
what in the hell?
So now Quicker gonna get pushed up. What? Well, that's what streaks do. On a game
Well, not all
Control.
streaks. My streaks don't do that.
That's true.
And he's still got the drone squad to work with as well. Nice shots there. You see the advantage of Stock coming in that gunfight as he's able to pick up the kill. And now would look to be pretty even throughout the courses from a live standpoint. It's a 5-point advantage. Make it 6, now 7 as Brain takes another gunfight. They can't get him out of their front lobby. They're trying to go through him, but they can't. Nolson now here with the help, and you've only got 4 lives remaining, 400 Thieves.
Make it 3.
Now it's 3. Well, yeah, it looked like a 180 for a moment there, but
well,
now
I'm thinking 2. Now,
well, it's not enough. They got to clutch a 1v9. It all falls to Kenny. We'll see you later as Sween of all teams, have 100 Thieves on the brink.
and I think the big thing is Dylan still has a drone squad. We saw him with the grab slam.
Dude, he had a 5-man with I see that like Nuketown pubs.
I mean, that was so much momentum. That was such a big momentum shift. It was finally a good push out of 100 Thieves. And then they get all 5 just stacked this site, trying to capture it as fast as possible. And what a streak it was, because then we saw what happened is they got them set up for us.
Exactly. Like that streak allowed them to get in that position where suddenly you have multiple players pushed up, and you saw the damage from that position that Nolson was able to do. And the fact he was doing it with an ICR at that close range makes it even more painful.
Now, due to the first offense, I mean, 100 Thieves sent 3 towards that A site.
Drone squad in.
Drone squad is called in, as you said. But all of Team Sween, all 5 players are here right now. Can they find anything? But Slasher actually destroys it. So a very good use of equipment for him, but does it matter as Dylan Nolson find a couple.
First tick in. At B, they're looking at 3-0 in the series. Maybe 3-0 here as well. Pushes forward. It's just going to be the Lightning, but we've seen how effective they can be for Team Sween over the course of this map. Molson putting shots in, but they want to transfer over. They did some damage. I love this. They did some damage towards B. You know, they get a couple of ticks in, and they flip the script. They hit across. Now they're going to try and build it here as well. I love this.
They were very close from getting beast, but 100 Thieves do hold on to it. There's only one tick, but as you said, they're going to pop this. Dylan finds a couple. What is Dylan right now? He's 15-6 against 100 Thieves.
You got that. Nolson at 13-4. We had Wee Man go off in the hard point. Players stepping up here on the main
I
stage.
think this is done. There's another lightning strike out of Dylan. And he's able to find a couple of kills. You still have the War Machine in the hands of Nolson, and they're just going to push on up with a grab slam. They're invested into it all.
And here's the final seconds, just looking to capture. Dylan's able to win one. The final moment's in. See you later. 100 Thieves, it's Sween. Sween with the 3-0. And they make it look easy, Joe.
A little too easy, and that is worrying for 100 Thieves. I mean,
you don't say.
I think the big thing is we just talked to all the players, and they felt they were struggling so much in hardpoint, but you can't be 0-4 in Search and Destroy. You can't lose a control like that. I don't know what needs to happen, but you know the guys on 100 Thieves are not happy, and you know the sort of polarizing personalities that they have.
Probably not happy. No, and this is, you're going to have Slasher, who is screaming probably at his team right now, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm sure there's blame to go around on all aspects of this, but my God, Joe, that's just, again, it'd be one thing if this was a 5-game series, like the way Envy lost. All right, it's an upset. You go all the way to what, like around 11, game 5. Yeah. This was just not that at all, Joe.
No, that was embarrassing.
It was absolutely embarrassing for 100 Thieves, and now if they're going to make a deep run in this tournament, they're going to have to do it the hard way. Wow, unbelievable performance. Team Sween on their feet. We'll be right back. Well, that was actually kind of fun.
that trouncing 100 Thieves has joined Envy here on the Struggle Bus Saturday at CWL Las Vegas. Ben, I know you've got a lot to say about what's going on.
Yeah, trouncing's a very polite way of saying that, Katie. Very polite indeed.
I am a polite lady.
100 Thieves, best control team in the game, by the way.
Best control team in the game.
Yeah.
Smoked.
By the way,
Bamboozled.
They set him up with that.
dude,
question.
I don't know how they fix all the issues they have. I don't know what you do. You're mid-tournament. You're mid-tournament and things have just collapsed. It looked day one, it was like, okay, couple issues in hardpoint, but we can maybe fix that. Now,
dude, that
you can't win
wasn't
a
even
map.
close, man.
It wasn't close at all.
Wasn't
I don't
even close.
Want to know what internet's doing with the 100 Thieves, 100 Ls, memes going crazy.
Memes galore.
Yeah.
There has to be, but
There's
that's
way too much talent on that team to lose like that. Now, let's say Sween played the best Call of Duty they've ever played in their life, right? They still should not win a series that commanding over 100 Thieves with the players that are on that roster. Something is going terribly wrong. They look absolutely awful in that series.
And can you, oh, go ahead.
Positive things about Team Sween. They played really well against United.
They did.
Dylan in this series went off multiple streaks in the hard point, 3,800 damage in 3 rounds of control.
Yeah.
That kid was going absolutely off.
he's insane. He was so good. Like, and when you have a player that does that, it's almost impossible to lose.
When I was watching it upstairs, when I was watching that, they went into a listening with 100 Thieves, and it just felt like they were defeated.
Yeah.
I was just listening. Pharaoh was like the main vocal, and Abel was just like, we kept on going one by one. We're challenging one-on-ones. Everything was just out of sync for 100 Thieves.
Here's the key, and this is why Team Sween reacted the way they did. Look at Pool A. Sween come in and steal second seed. Potentially. Reciprocity versus Team Sween is now for that second place.
For second place.
Which is huge. Absolutely massive.
Mind blown.
I know Reciprocity woke up today and now they're feeling good.
Yeah, right.
Wait, we can get to winners?
Wait, we're playing our brothers? We get the winners? Oh my god.
Hey man, I don't even know who I have in that series.
I do.
Team
Sween,
Sween.
baby.
They look good. And they're on a roll. You beat a team like 100 Thieves, you can ride that momentum.
True.
And I want to go back to what you mentioned earlier about the struggles that 100 Thieves are having. Can you speculate a little bit on kind of beyond Sween playing well, of course, what some of these issues?
To be honest, everything just went wrong possible that can go wrong in that series, and now you start to tilt. If you're on that team, you start to go, dude, what are we doing wrong? You got to go back and you got to fix your hard point. That team needs to be winning hard points. They need to be outslaying the crap out of these teams. You got to go back, you got to watch it. It starts there. You got to start winning map 1. You have to start winning that map 1 because they're getting so deflated. They're losing confidence in themselves, and it's just, you could see it throughout the rest of the series. They're not able to clutch up and win any games in that one versus Sween.
The problem is you don't have an extra life point to even fix it, right? You're going straight into losers. You're not going into winners. So for 100 Thieves, it's like you need an answer, and you need it probably the next 60 minutes, right? That is so difficult to figure out, and maybe it is something as simple as just start winning your gunfights, because you see the players getting outslayed, like, come on, that shouldn't be happening. From Flash and Octane, that shouldn't be happening.
That's not a legitimate statement with a team like 100 Thieves. Like, if I'm on that team and we're losing maps, I'm not gonna look around and be like, yo guys, we gotta start winning gunfights. Like, they're probably winning their gunfights,
but they're
right?
not. They're getting outgunned. They're getting
Guys,
outslayed.
they're playing
They're being outfronted.
It's not acceptable for that to be a solution for 100.
No, I
They have
agree.
so much talent on that team. It's not acceptable for them to be like, we're just losing gunfights.
That team
They're
with that
playing
roster
incorrectly. That's why they're losing.
should not be losing hard points, and they're not winning search and destroys. Pharaoh, Kenny, Slasher, 3 of the best search and destroy players that we have in the CWL.
Yeah.
They're not winning search and destroys. They're not winning
Not
hard
on the
points.
same page.
They're getting blown out by Dylan in control. Something's off. Something's completely
I mean,
off.
clearly that is not how they wanted that alpha match to go, but we're going to move now to Charlie, where we do